So I'm Marcus Hemingway. I'm a sports writer for JanusViews.com. Janus Views was a vision that my brother Anthony Jenkins had. He gave me a call one day and he was like, I want to talk about sports, but I don't really have an outlet to talk about it. And I was like, okay, you can. There's plenty of ways to do that nowadays. You can create your own podcast, you can create your own website. And he was like, well, I actually like to write. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll find out how to create a website. So, and I got a little background on web development. So I went out and created the website that you see today, which is JanusViews.com. So a little background on the name becoming Janus Views. He had a name, Janus, which is a Roman mythology character, which is the god of choices. You probably see it pictured somewhere as a face with two heads. One side actually quarrels with the opposite side, and one is the optimistic side, and the other one is the pessimistic side. So the same thing actually happens in sports, whether you know it or not. You'll see a lot of different views in a debate, and you still have the same thing. You just have two different sides going after it, back and forth, back and forth. So we decided to call it Janus Views. His was the Janus part, and I called it Views because at the time the new Drake album was out, and it was something that I was listening to heavily at that time. So I added the Views, and that's where we get JanusViews.com from. What kind of sports fan am I? It's not really a tough question because I know what kind of sports fan I am. I don't actually own up to it, but I actually know what kind of sports fan I am. Probably a bandwagon fan. Outside of football and college basketball, I really don't have a lot of set teams. But yeah, I'm probably a bandwagon fan. So I'll just give you an example. NFL. It was a period in time where I was a really big Terrell Owens fan. So I bounced from each team that he played for. San Francisco 49ers, I was all in with the 49ers. He moved to Dallas. I was all in with Dallas. And he moved to the Eagles. I was all in with the Eagles. Although with the Eagles, that was my football team that I played with on Madden football all the time. Every season, I always played with the Eagles. Back in the Deuce Staley days at running back. But I always played with the Eagles. But I kept bouncing teams until I kind of stuck with the Cowboys and the Patriots. Now, it's kind of a weird relationship that I have with both of those teams. Unfortunately, it's actually kind of like dating two girls because I'm all in with both teams. I really like the Cowboys, and I really like Brady and Belichick. So I'm definitely all in with both teams, and I follow both teams heavily. I get updates for both teams. So yeah, it's that's the kind of sports fan that I am. I'm a bandwagon fan. That's the first step to recovery, is admitting it. My favorite basketball team? I'm more of a Kevin Durant fan versus having a favorite team. If I was to say that I had a favorite team, it would probably be the Golden State Warriors, and that's because Kevin Durant plays for them. My favorite team was the Oklahoma City Thunder, but Kevin Durant moved, so I moved with him to Golden State. Although I actually lived in the Bay Area when the Golden State Warriors won that championship a couple years ago, and the energy that city had for their world championship team was just it was amazing to be a part of. That was a really amazing time, and I'm glad that I actually got to live in the city that was a champion. And the Golden State Warriors fans are great, and they're also bad, but that's a conversation for another day. So if I was to say I had a favorite basketball team, it will probably be Golden State Warriors. Baseball, I don't really follow a lot of baseball, but my favorite team would be the New York Yankees. Baseball season is just too long for me. Basketball season is long as well, so I don't really watch a lot of that because the season is too long, and then the players don't play till after February. So, um, yeah, New York Yankees and the Golden State Warriors are probably my favorite basketball and baseball teams.